Hello and welcome to all viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I'm Dikan Michael. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nicomsat. The United Arab Emirates has reportedly donated 50 tons of humanitarian aid to the federal government of Nigeria in order to support those affected by recent floods in the country. Head of press at the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Manso Ezekiel, in a statement said the relief materials were handed over by the country's ambassador, Salem Ashami, noting that the donation was initiated by the president, Sheikh Mohammed, as part of its ongoing commitment to assisting nations impacted by natural disasters. The Director General of NEMA, Zubaida Omar, also appreciated the government for the gesture, stating that it will certainly complement the bold effort by the federal government to provide succor and assist affected persons to recover from the disaster. The Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Sokoto, Matthew Kuka, has stated that President Bola Tinubu did not sign a peace accord when he was the presidential candidate in 2023. Kuka, one of the conveners of the National Peace Committee headed by the former head of state, General Abdusalami Abubakar, made this known in Benin City during the Doe Election Security Town Hall. The clergyman noted that the committee cannot force any presidential candidate to sign the peace pact, which has become an electoral ritual in the last decade. And now a member of the House of Representatives, Philip Abeza, has commended President Bola Tinubu and Speaker Tajuddin Abbas for their patriotism, noting that their dedication to service has earned Nigeria a respected position on the global stage. Abeza stated these in the sidelines of the Pan-African Parliament Extraordinary Session in Midrand, South Africa. The lawmaker, delegate at the conference, commended Tinubu for what he called his exceptional leadership as president of the Economic Community of West African States and his promotion of human rights and respect for the rule of law. Head of Civil Service of the Federation, Didi Walson Jack, has felicitated with Nigerian Muslims on the year 2024 Eid Maulud. Walson Jack, in a statement signed by the head of public relations of our office, N.R. Lutu, urged Muslims to uphold and embody the Prophet's timeless victories of peace, kindness, humility and selflessness, especially in the daily interactions. She further called on the Muslim to seize their spiritual moments to pray for enduring peace, love and unity in the collective pursuit of building a stronger, more prosperous Nigeria. And now, former Vice President Elijah Atiku Abubakar has urged supporters of the People's Democratic Party in Edo State not to be scared or allow themselves to be intimidated, but rather come out en masse to vote and defend their vote. Speaking to the mammoth crowd of the party faithfuls at the PDP campaign grand finale, Atiku Abubakar expressed optimism that the party and its candidate will emerge victorious in the September 21st, 2024 gubernatorial election. The Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki thanked the people for always supporting the party and its government and appealed to the crowd of supporters to vote for the People's Democratic Party to ensure that the state continues to move forward. Benin City was a beehive of activity as the All Progressive Congress APC governorship campaign rally climaxed at the University of Benin Sport Complex. In attendance were 7 APC state governors of Lagos, Imo, Nasarawa, Ogun, Kogi, Jigawa and Cross River State, led by Vice President Kashim Shettima alongside the Senate President Godswill Akpabio and the party's national chairman, Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje. Global Television political correspondent Anthony Mamadou has a report.
Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Vice President Shettima said he sees a brighter future for the state and the determination of the good people of the state, noting that what the state needs is a leader of the people, one who opens his door to the people with compassion. The Vice President stated that the determination of Edo people need a leader like Senator Monday Okpeholo and his deputy Dennis Idahosa, both of whom he described as a perfect pair to govern the state. As the Senate President Godswill Akpabio also praised the Edo people for making their decision to vote the APC to power.
What Edo State needs is a strategic thinker, a builder, a man of the people, a man who can rally the great people of Edo State. Edo needs a man who will open his doors to the people, hear their cries, and lead them with the fear of God. Edo does not need a man who knows it all. Edo needs a man who builds it all of his people.
Cross River State Governor Basi Otu and Senator Adams Oshomole, former governor of Edo State and senator representing Edo North Senatorial District, alleged that the People's Democratic Party-led government of Edo State under Governor Godwin Obaseki of mismanagement of state resources and destruction of historical infrastructures in the state.
Edo is taking a different direction. We heard that you have decided that it is time for you to rejoin the center. Travel around the 192 ward. The message is the same. The foundation of our future has been compromised by Governor Obaseki and his advisor and special co-partner, Aswen Odaru. Give us Senator Monday Governor. He's your brother, he's a homeboy. We don't need somebody who doesn't know things about those tables outside just coming. It is very, very true that his formative years, schooling and everything was here. It is only a man who knows the weight of your body that can actually solve it. Because of the division and because of how he has impoverished the state, the entire Edo State and united in poverty will wrestle power from him.
Addressing party faithfuls, the party's national chairman of the APC, Abdullahi Ganduje, hailed the people of the state for their support of the APC and frowned at how the state had been allegedly degraded in the last 8 years, saying it should have had a feature of a modern city. He also welcomed a former member of the PDP and two-time member of the House of Representatives, Engineer Ogbeide Ihama, and others to the APC.
We are overwhelmed because this crowd is intimidating. This crowd is a symbol of victory for our party.
APC governorship candidate Okpeholo assured the people of his agenda for critical sectors like education, health, and agriculture. Earlier, APC woman leader in the state, Betty Benson, said women and voters in the state are confident of the party's sweeping victory at the polls.
Of September is the day of judgment. That day we are going out to vote. And we are going to vote APC. 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 We are voting for hope. We are voting for security. We are voting for quality education for our dear children. We are voting for good health care. We are voting for infrastructural development. We are voting for agriculture.
We are sending off PDP from Edo State. We are doing their send-off. Edo State has spoken.
Some party members also used the opportunity to highlight alleged failures of the ruling PDP in the state. Anthony Momodu reporting for Global Television News.
And our Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma has assured the All Progressive Congress aspirant who contested the party's primaries for the local government election but failed to scout through will be refunded the money spent on purchase of farms. Uzodinma gave the assurance after attending Sunday Mass at the Government House Chapel in Owerri, the state capital. Kikole Mokere has details.
The Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma maintained that there is no going back on the date for the local government elections, insisting that September 21st, 2024 remains sacrosanct, pledging that only the funds spent on purchasing farm from the party will be refunded, excluding expenses made without receipt, such as those spent on consultations.
I want to call on all our leaders to bear with me and make this sacrifice. All the people that have died aspirants to run for either councillorship or chairmanship in the local government election who are not successful. Their monies will be refunded tomorrow.
The governor also pleaded with leaders whose expectation may have been disappointed to bear with the party and make sacrifice for the sake of the party in particular and the state in general.
We want to use the opportunity of this local government election to push back government to the grassroots, to encourage participation of the grassroots, to see whether some of our leaders will consider going back home to break from their homes.
Governor Hope Uzodinma further reassures the public that the election will proceed as scheduled, the Imo State Electoral Commission, on September 21st, 2024. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
And our security matters, Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawalle, and the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Moza, have directed an immediate investigation into allegations that the naval rating seaman Abbas Haruna has been in detention for nearly 6 years. Haruna's wife had, while featuring on a radio station in Abuja, accused the military authorities of unjustly keeping her husband in their custody for almost 6 years. Reacting to the allegations, Matawalle, in a statement by his personal assistant and media, Ahmed Dawudi, said no officer should be subjected to undue hardship or wrongful treatment. The Katsina State Governor Diko Rada has vowed his administration's commitment to enhance security measures and promote agricultural development in the state. The governor made this known when he hosted the Chief of Health Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, at the Government House, Katsina. During the visit, Rada appealed to the Chief of Army Staff for continued support to the state, emphasizing the importance of collaboration between the state government and the armed forces. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors has described as insensitive the federal government's threat to deduct 7 days' pay from doctors' salaries for going on strike to demand the rescue of their colleague kidnapped in December 2023. The second vice president of the association and the chairman of the Medical Education Committee, Dr. Kebas Huida, added that the doctors were unmoved by the pay deduction threat. The resident doctors had recently embarked on a 7-day warning strike to demand the rescue of their colleague, Dr. Kinayat Popular, who was kidnapped almost 9 months ago at the National Eye Center in Kaduna. In response, the federal government expressed disappointment at the doctors' decision, stating that they will lose 7 days' pay. And now the National Librarian and Chief Executive Officer of the National Library, Professor Chinwe Anobi, says the library has issued over 26,000 international standard book numbers to publishers across the country so far in 2024. She disclosed that the Nigerians, particularly researchers, no longer need to visit the headquarters to obtain international standard serial numbers, newspaper publication indices, or other services, as these can now be accessed via the National Library of Nigeria's website and social media platforms. He noted that the library has branches in 33 states of the Federation, including the Federal Capital Territory, while Kebbi, Zamfara, Delta, and a number of states are still in the process of providing land for the establishment of library offices. The Nigerian Medical Association has called on government and other critical stakeholders to immediately activate measures that will guarantee public health safety following the devastating flood that ravaged Maduguri the last week. This was contained in a statement issued by the chairman of Borno State Council, Dr. Held Yakub Mohammed, who sympathized with the displaced persons, emphasizing the need for proper hygiene and appropriate latrines to prevent the outbreaks of diseases like cholera. Mohammed also raised concerns over reports received from various IDP camps within Maduguri Metropolitan Council, which it noted might trigger public health crisis in the coming days. You're watching the news cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When news cycle returns, Team Lagos swimmers claim medals at the 2024 National Youth Games. Details of these and more after this break. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us on News Cycle. Now to business. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has said that it will sell the petrol lifted from Dangote Refinery at a price above 1,000 naira per litre in the far north. The NNPC spokesperson Olufemi Soyeniye discloses in a statement titled NNPC Limited releases estimated pump prices of PMS from Dangote Refinery based on September 2024 pricing. So they explained that the price may go for as high as 1,019 naira in places like Borno State and 999.22 naira in Abuja, Sokoto, Kano, and others. Nigeria's premier financial services institutions, United Capital Group, has demonstrated its expertise in the capital market by leading the issuance of the federal government domestic US dollar bond. The bond, which raised over $900 million with a 180% subscription rate, marks a historic milestone as Nigeria's first ever domestic USD-dominated bond. The overwhelming demand for the bond reflects investor confidence in the country's economic stability and growth prospects and United Capital's ability to drive innovative financial solutions in challenging markets. Telecommunications operators are expected to start disconnecting mobile telephones lines that are not linked to the national identification numbers following the expiration of the September 14 deadline set by the Nigerian Communications Commission. The NCC said in a statement in August that it expected that no SIM card will remain active without verified NIN from September 15. The telecom regulator had encouraged subscribers who are yet to complete their NIN and the SIM linkage or false issues due to verification mismatches to visit their service providers promptly to update their details before the deadline. Meanwhile, the National Identity Management Commission says the number of Nigerians with national identification numbers has increased to 110 million. This is a 2.39% increase from the 107.34 million that were recorded as of May 2024. The Commission's Director General Abisoye Koka disclosed the new figure at an ongoing event to commemorate the 6th edition of National Day of Identity. She stated that these accomplishments result from a strategic plan implemented by the current management, highlighting the role of DPI has become indispensable to Nigeria's economic development. And now a notice from Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security says the sale of subsidized rice to the general public has commenced. And the ministry said the move is part of efforts to mitigate the soaring price of stable, which has increased to as high as 90,000 naira per 50 kilogram bag in some states. The sale of subsidized rice to the public follows the distribution of the commodity to civil and public servants in recent weeks. On the foreign scene, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger will soon launch new biometric passports. And Mali's military leader, Colonel Assimi, says as the junta-led state looked to solidify their alliance after splitting from the economic community of West African state ECOWAS. The three Sahel nations, all under military rule following the string of coups since 2020, joined together last September under the alliance of the Sahel states after severing ties with former colonial ruler France and power voting towards Russia. They then said in January that they were turning their backs on ECOWAS, an organization they accused of being manipulated by France. In July, the allies consolidated their ties with the creation of a confederation of Sahel states, which will be chaired by Mali in its first year and groups some 72 million people. At the more on the foreign scene, U.S. police are investigating the background of a gunman arrested at the Florida Golf Course where Donald Trump was playing. FBI had called it an apparent assassination attempt. It happened just 2 months after Trump survived the shooting in Pennsylvania. U.S. media have named the suspect Ryan Wesley Routh at age 58. And in the meantime, the United States President Joe Biden has condemned the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump in his ex-post shortly following the incident. According to Jerusalem Post, the apparent assassination attempt took place near Trump's Florida Golf Course, during which he was unharmed. Biden wrote that the suspect in the assassination attempt was taken into custody, commending the work of the Secret Service and the law enforcement partners to their vigilance and effort to keep the former president and those around him safe. And now to sports. Team Lagos swimmers Chioma Kanu, Sekuni Tobi, and Izumba Chindalu Bradley claiming medals in the swimming, while Sunday Emmanuel also won a bronze in a weightlifting event at the 2024 National Youth Games. Kanu won the gold medal in 50 meters freestyle girls, while our other team, TC, won gold in 200 meters individual. The Midley boys and Chidalus settled for silver in the 100-meter boys. The stellar performances of the Lagos Rising Stars shot up the medal haul in the swimming event to 4, heading into the final day of the competition for the aquatic event at the swimming pool of the Stephen Keshi Stadium in Asaba. A motorsport, expectedly, Victor Osimhen made an instant impact in the Turkish Super League, having 7 shots on the goal on the double for Galatasaray in the Saturday's 5-0 rout at the Rizapol, a record in the Super League match this season. Smarting from the disappointment of the fourth summer window's deadline, days moved to Chelsea, and the 25-year-old proved to be one with much gut, making a bold statement on his maiden outing with the Yellow Reds, by providing an assist in their resounding victory in the game week. 5 fixtures at the Rams Park Inn, where Davidsons and Gabriel Sara, Dries Mertens and Barry Jimals took turns to find the net. Thrown straight into the starting lineup by the head coach Okan Burks, Osimhen wasted no time, showing his quality. His physical presence and the sharp movement were a constant headache for the Rizapol defense throughout the match. And that's a package of news cycle coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on DSTV channel 365, start times 276. And free to air on Nicomsat. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now shown on the screen. I'm Medican Mike. Thanks for watching and stay with us on News Cycle. See you again.